In preparation for today's gospel passage, I put the words Divine Mercy Sunday and Pope Francis in my search engine. And the first link that came up was a homily given by Pope Francis 3 years ago on April 24th, 2022. I would not be able to do justice to the Holy Father's homily, but I did want to point out that he was focusing on the fact that when Jesus appeared in that upper room, on 3 times in today's gospel passage, he said, "Peace be with you." And those words were met with a sense of profound joy. As we gather here today, we celebrate Divine Mercy Sunday. We remember the passing of Pope Francis, and we also celebrate the second Sunday of Easter. And we think about being filled with joy. Just very quickly, I'd like to point out that because Jesus been raised from the dead, means that we can always have joy in our hearts. We can have joy in our hearts as we mourn the loss of Pope Francis. We can have joy in our hearts as we mourn the loss of our loved ones. We can have joy in our hearts even when those hearts are broken. Joy because the resurrection of Jesus conquered death. As we gather here today on this Divine Mercy Sunday, we know that God's love is far greater than our faults and our failings. As we celebrate Divine Mercy Sunday, we know that God's love is far greater than our sins. Divine Mercy Sunday tells us that we can be joyful even as we acknowledge our shortcomings. And finally, as we celebrate this second Sunday of Easter, when we know that Jesus rose from the dead, we can be joyful in the fact that Jesus can now be with all people at all times. We are called to be a joyful people. Pope Francis lived a wonderful life because he believed that God's love for him knew no bounds. As we gather here today, we do so knowing that there is sadness and sorrow in the world. We know that we have to fight for justice and for peace. But as we do so, we have joy in our hearts knowing that God's love for us is far greater than we can imagine. We thank God for the gift of Pope Francis's priestly ministry, his episcopal ministry, and as our shepherd. Pope Francis taught us how to be joyful and how to trust in God's mercy.